Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another FFBE video. This is GL Mako. Um, Finally able to record myself, so that's pretty cool. I am using DU screen recorder at this point. Um, kind of liking the way it looks and sounds. I am going to go through some FFBE news, and so this is our new banner that's coming up. This will be on Friday. Featured summon Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. We will be getting Seighard, Dietlinde, Cannon, and Theobald. So this is Veritas of the Earth with no armor. So CG version. He is a physical tank. Um, so these drop rates, they're increased on December 7th, and it looks like it's going to be an 11K step up. So 500, 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, and then 5,000. It is not guaranteed that you will get Seighard on these. You might get multiple, you might get zero. 11Ks are kind of iffy. I personally like them because I've gotten most of the units that come out that way, but I've been burned too. So just realize that if you're going to pull for him on the step up, it is not guaranteed. Um, so let's see. If we're going into Seighard's kit, um, he is a physical tank, physical cover tank. He does have some magic cover abilities as well. His job is one of the Sworn Eight. And, okay, so his Trust Mastery is Hero's Vow Earth. Boost HP and Earth resistance by 30%, defense and spirit by 20%, and boost LB gauge rate, fill rate. So that's a decent Trust Mastery for both him and other people that you might want to put it on. Say you want to put it on Wilhelm or Merc Ramza. It could go on a magic tank if you needed earth resistance for a fight. Super Trust Mastery is Attractive Shield, Defense 85, HP 30%, Boost Earth Resistance by 80%. And then for the featured abilities, we're going to have Earthbound. This is his 7-star cooldown ability. One use every 2 turns, damage and reduce Earth resistance for one enemy. So that is a really short cooldown, but it does look like it's basically a single target ability, meant maybe to imperil, maybe do a little bit of damage if he's holding an earth weapon. The next one is I'm Gorgeous. Chance of charming all enemies, temporarily increased chance of being targeted for self, reduce physical damage taken by self for 2 turns, and change to Gorgeous Pose next turn. So this is his version of a Provoke, it looks like. And also adds in a Charm ability, which not a lot of bosses are immune to Charm, so this could come in handy to make the boss do nothing for a couple turns. That's kind of cool. He's going to have full break charm, damage, reduce attack, defense, mag, and spirit, and chance of charming one enemy. His kit obviously is much bigger than this. These are just some of the highlighted abilities from the news. And then we're going to go down here to Dietlinde, I think is how you say that. Looks like it's going to be a 4 to 6 star attacker. Job is Aristocrat. The reason why I'm bringing this character up, I know 4 to 6 star isn't useful for a lot of people at this point if you've been in the 7-star meta for a while. There's always a place on budget builds for 4 to 6 star, so it's not a terrible idea to have them around. Have a couple leveled up. The Trust Mastery is the biggest draw here. This is Gun Mastery. We've been waiting a long time to get Gun Mastery, even though we have couple of different versions right now, but this is just straight up boost attack when equipped with a gun. So might be worth farming, might be worth picking up a couple copies of him to add that in to your gunners. I'm suggesting maybe get at least one, because it seems like we will be getting Vincent pretty soon. He's going to be a fan favorite for sure. So Largely, I think this banner is going to be a skip for me personally. Um, I do I have one Wilhelm. I do not have a copy yet. And then I do have Merc Ramza as a 7-star. And I have a third copy, but I need a fourth for the STMR. Um, I have 2 sets of evade gear, so a lot of people can tank in that respect. Merc Ramza hasn't let me down yet, so if Seighard decides to join me, that's fine. I will definitely use him as a 7-star. Um, we'll see. Sometimes you get rainbows later on, from different banners that just kind of pop out wherever. So he's definitely worth pulling for if you need a physical cover tank. He's going to be one of the best. Probably right next to Wilhelm, maybe even better than Wilhelm. There's almost nothing negative about his kit, if you ask me. Okay, so then we're going to have Theobald, an aristocrat. He's a mage. He's going to be 4 to 6 star as well. His TMR is Startail. It's a whip. Attack 62, mag 125. Not terrible. Not the best weapon, available. It's, it might be used on an off mage, something like that. Or if you're building up your teams, it could be useful in that sense until you get better gear. Whips in general are not my favorite weapons, but they're definitely useful for some of the characters in the game, like Barbie and Darkfina, for example. I'm sure there's other people as well. And then we have Cannon, which is a maid, and it looks like it's going to be a 3 to 5 star healer. And then there's Cannon's Blade, which is attack 105, enable 2-blade stance. 2-blade stance allows you to equip 2 swords. So it's going to function like Aqua Blade, kind of like a neutral version of Aqua Blade. Could be useful having one around, if you have some other units that, like if you're looking at some of the magic leaning swords, it could be useful, like a Fravia's sword or sorcery from Sylvia, the 4 to 6 star unit. So nothing really major to mention with Cannon or Theobald. Their TMRs are decent. They're definitely not bad gear. Let's see. We're gonna have a unit intro quest for Seighard. This is the low cost quest. Gives you a couple of rewards. Debuts their limit or their CG video. Let's see. So you're going to be able to get a rare ticket for the initial completion, set of 100 lapis for clearing the quest, another rare ticket for using a limit burst. Using Super Wink is an ability, and it's going to give you mini shield pot ×3, and use Dangerous Rose for a Star Quartz ×1. I apologize for my news. I don't know how to fix this. It's super zoomed in. It's been that way for a long time, so it's alright. And then this is going to be our chance to get our 20th 5-star select summon ticket. If you are on par with all of them and you've gotten them all, this will be number 20 for me. I haven't used any yet. I'm not faulting anybody who uses them. I'm just kind of waiting for... I think I'm going to put them towards maybe Axstar if I don't pull him. Or Aerith if I do pull him. Just as a healer upgrade. Those are future banners though. So we are going to get the 20th ticket. And this is saying that these are going to be the hardest bonus stages yet. So we will have to see what that means. Bring your strongest party and rise to the challenge. So might be a little frustration there after the one where we had to fight Integer and friends. We'll have to see what happens. This event, for people who don't know, you climb up through the ranks and you get different, like you spend progressively more energy as you go. You get better rewards as you go. And then the second week, it always unlocks with a bonus area where you can farm particular as you go along. So this is an example where you can see the Cave of Crystals guard, tech, white, and power. So if you need a particular type of crystal, definitely consider putting some energy in there. Stack up on some so you can awaken people that come out as you do pulls. And, you want to be able to wake up characters, use their abilities to the full strength. So, alright, so they're going to have different stage types. Well, scenario stage, there's no energy consumed, and then battle stages, so that's regular. Nothing new there. And then you're going to be able to obtain Chris as usual. And it looks like there's some limited time equipment here. There's a handsome uniform. Looks like Seighard's gear. It's defense 15, mag 30, spear 30, only for male units, and it's clothing. So we'll have to see kind of how that plays out. It doesn't look like it's overpowered or anything. And this looks like a silk parasol, but it's a gun. So looks like a gun is built into the handle, so that's pretty cool. It's attack 68 and defense 25. It enables auto limit. Auto limit LB gauge fills every turn. So you'll be able to try out Seighard on the intro quest there to pick up some quick rewards if you're not pulling for him. Like I said, he's worth pulling for. He has a really, really good kit. We can take a look at that real quick as well. I have the wiki pulled up here on XVSDB. So we're going to see his 5, 6, and 7 star sprites. That's going to have the rainbow platform as usual. Like I said, he's one of the Sworn 8. So he's going to have a whole bunch of abilities. He's got Mind Charm. This is single target charm, 5% chance. Single target, 200% physical attack with defense as attack. Single target minus 60% spear for 5 turns to an enemy. Stylish form is an AoE charm, 5%, 75% chance to defend allies from physical damage with 50 to 70% damage reduction for 3 turns. So that is his physical cover skill. Dangerous Rose, AoE 280% physical attack with defense as attack. So if you build him for high defense, you can scale that up. It looks like it's a chainable move. I'm not sure what family it'll be in right now. Then we got Block Charm. Single target charm, 5%. Single target, 200% physical attack with defense as attack. Single target, minus 60% defense for 5 turns. So that looks like it might be an emergency defense break. Full break charm, single target, 250%. Physical attack with defense as attack. Single target, minus 50%. Attack, defense, mag, spear. Debuff for 3 turns. Single target charm, 5%. Alright, and then we're going to have the I'm Gorgeous. Let's see. So, 2 things here. If I'm Gorgeous is used last turn, AoE charm 50%, 80% chance to defend allies from physical damage with 60 to 75% damage reduction for 3 turns, and then evade up to 3 physical attacks for 1 turn. So he's adding quite a bit there for himself. He's defending the allies from physical, he's reducing damage, and then he's also evading. Outside, if you didn't use If I'm Gorgeous last turn, it's an AoE charm 30%, 100% chance to be targeted for 2 turns. So it's a provoke that turns into a cover, so that's kind of cool. Let's see, physical damage reduction for 2 turns. And he's got Super Wink. This is one of the cooldown abilities. AoE charm 5%, 75% chance to defend allies from magical damage with 50 to 70% damage reduction for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. So that's very similar to Merc Ramza, where he has a magic cover on cooldown. Keep in mind you can't use both covers at the same time, so plan your fight accordingly. You can use that, if your magic tank goes down, it's a good idea to use that. Sexy Smile, AoE charm 5%, self 90% magic damage mitigation for 1 turns on a 7-turn cooldown available turn 1. So he's turning himself into a magic tank right there. He's kind of a magic sponge at that point. All right, so Earthbound, single target 200% physical attack with defense as attack. Single target minus 100% Earth resist for 1 turns on a 2-turn cooldown and available turn 1. So that's going to be an attack that imperils for you and uses his defense stat as his attack stat. Glorious Guard, self 90% physical damage reduction for 1 turns on a 6-turn cooldown. So that's going to be the physical version of Sexy Smile, where he's going to put the physical damage reduction on himself. So you could use cover and then use that and then use cover, depending on what order you want to go in. Plan it out accordingly to what the boss does in the fight. Then you have passive abilities, Noble Stance, 50% to block an attack with 50% damage mitigation. He's going to get Spirit 30%. Draw attacks, so he's going to have that 50% chance to be targeted by default. Edel's Child, 50% Spear when equipped with a light shield, 50% defense when equipped with a heavy shield, and then 50% earth resistance, so you can plan out your build accordingly to that, whatever you're using him for. Siblings Teachings, 20% defense, 100% confuse, petrify, resist, so that's helpful. He comes with a little bit of resistances there, and some status resists. He's going to get defense 30, HP 30. He Who Thrives in Adversity, 30% chance to counter magical attacks with He Who Thrives in Adversity. Self-recover 25% HP MP, so that's pretty good. Noblesse Oblige, 20% defense, 20% spirit, 30% HP, 100% charm resist. So he cannot be charmed. That is the same thing as Merc Ramza. And then he's going to have Man of Many Rivals, requires Heroes Vow Earth, so this is his unlockable with his TMR. He's going to have 30% defense, 30% HP, 50% to ignore up to 1 fatal attacks when HP is above 5%, plus 200% defense when HP falls below 1% every turn, plus 200% spear when HP falls below 1% every turn. So as he takes damage, he gets a few more abilities there. And then the other one is above 5%. So he's going to receive quite a nice buff from using his TMR. He's got MP 20%, Brilliant Rose, 30% spear HP when equipped with a light armor, 30% defense HP when equipped with a heavy armor. So it looks like light shield and light armor are going to increase his HP and spirit, and heavy shield, heavy armor are going to increase his defense and HP. And then both sets give that 100% LB fill rate. So if you're using a light shield, you would probably want to use a light armor with it. Same thing with heavy shield and heavy armor, depending on what build you're going for with Seighard. And he's going to get Barstonra with the 50% earth resist, Stonga, Barstonga, and Stoneja, I don't know, however you say it. Linked abilities, He Who Thrives in Adversity, Gorgeous Pose, I'm Gorgeous, Super Wink, Sexy Smile, Earthbound, and Glorious Guard. These will be his enhancements. We won't have those for a while, so I'll just pass those for now. And his awakening cost, pretty much standard. Here's his limit burst. We'll go to 7-star max. So it's AoE 1690% physical attack with defense as attack. AoE 45% damage reduction for 3 turns. So that's much better than Wilhelm's. He's given that damage reduction for 3 turns instead of 1 turn. And he's adding in quite a large attack there as well. Even at 7-star for level 1, it's 1400%. So that's, that limit burst is pretty crazy. It's going to do some big damage, and then it's going to give you a really, really good damage reduction buff right there at 45%. We did his Trust Mastery, Super Trust Mastery. He's got daggers, swords, rods, axes, hammers, and whips. Light shield, heavy shield, hats, helms, clothing, medium, and heavy armor. And no natural passives there. He's going to be immune to the charm, and I think it's charm, confuse, and petrify, if I remember that correctly. So that is Seighard. Good luck on all your pulls. I'm going to be skipping, but if he decides to show up, then I will definitely use him. Definitely recommend that you pull for him if you need him, as a physical tank. He can also play magic tank, it looks like. So really versatile unit. It's going to change up a lot of teams. Top tier tank. So if you need him, happy pulling. Good luck. I hope everybody gets him that wants him. And I will cover another video, hopefully coming up with the Christmas event, whatever they decide to give us. I'm excited to see it. I know a lot of people are going for Christine and Kryla. They're 7 stars. Those should be coming out. And any new units that we get will come out with a 7-star. So we will see what December brings. And happy playing all, and I will see you in game.